Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is a pretty gloomy day in terms of lighting and weather, so I figured I would take the time to do a little update on my wedding and why it's not happening anytime soon. So if you're new to this channel, I am engaged. I got engaged October 4th of 2018, I think, something like that. And then my fiance, unbeknownst to me, decided to propose again in February in front of my parents. I have very religious, old-fashioned parents, so it felt right in that moment, I guess. And it's a different ring. So anyway, we've been planning this wedding and I have a couple things ready. I'll leave the venue stuff for last though, but I had my wedding song, I had my bridesmaids picked out, and I knew how I wanted to do like that whole bridesmaid proposal thing. My fiance has his groomsmen picked out. I also had my bouquet flowers that I wanted because they're based off of a scene that has a floral scene in it. And so I knew certain things. We had two different venues that I really loved, one of which was in Brooklyn, and it's a beautiful, like, it's half outdoors, half indoors. It's like an atrium. I don't know how else to describe it, like a greenhouse, but not like a humid plant greenhouse, more just like a glass beautiful house surrounded by a garden and a beautiful pond on the outside, I guess is the closest way to describe it. But the problem with that venue is that the catering is attached to it, so you have to do it through their catering company, and their catering company doesn't have good reviews. And I mean, you can say that about anything. You can look at any venue or any company and there's always going to be a couple of people who didn't have good experiences, but it was the catering in particular was coming up often in all the reviews for that venue. So I decided I didn't want to take that chance. I'm not particularly picky about food, but a lot of the issues were like they had a set menu for the wedding and then the day of it was something random like fish or something, and I don't know, it left a bad taste in my mouth. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with that venue. And then there's another venue, but it's a little bit more like over the top. I don't know if that's the right word for it. I don't know. I just have a lot of opinionated friends, and at this point I've kind of learned that it's best to just ignore it. People are going to have their opinions. They're not going to like certain things, or they are going to like certain things that might not fall in line with what you want. My parents are very opinionated as well, but that, again, I don't even care. Like, I'll ask for opinions. I do that often, and sometimes I'll just go with the opposite of what everyone's saying just because I have my heart set on something. Anyway, the problem with planning this wedding and wanting it to happen May of 2021, yes, is that we do not have enough money to realistically have this wedding and not like bite more than we can chew. Do you know what I mean? So we're pausing it for now. We're just gonna stay engaged for another 2 years, I guess. That's the problem with venues, is that you always have to book up at least a year or a year and a half in advance, depending on how popular that venue is and what day of the week you're choosing your wedding. So even if I say, oh, we're gonna delay it by a year or two, it might be an additional year if I have to book the venue far in advance. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's just weird. Weddings are weird. Weddings are complicated. They're annoying, and they're super expensive. The average wedding can cost $28,000. It depends on where you live. I live in New York City. It's very expensive here, and it's just hard. And that's with a small like guest list. Our guest list barely goes over like 60 people because I don't have a lot of family here. Same with my fiance, and it's mostly just like friends and coworkers and loved ones like that. But the bigger your guest list is, the more expensive your wedding is because you're paying per person. So it could be like, just like, let's say we're just paying like $80 per person for like the treats, the food, like seats, tables, whatever. If it's $80 per person and I'm having 50 people over, that's $4,000 just on that, not including flower arrangements and like venue fees and all that stuff. So it's just more likely than not it's gonna cost more than $80 per person. It can add up so quickly, and I wish I had a big beautiful backyard and I could just throw it there, because I'm not super, oh, I don't know how to say it. I was gonna say high maintenance, but that has like a negative connotation. I'm not super picky about it. If I had a beautiful like Long Island backyard, I would totally just do it there. Like really simple, beautiful backyard wedding. I would love it. I want an outdoor wedding, even though I'm not very good in the summer. I overheat too much, so I don't want a summer wedding, and spring is kind of borderline, I don't know, but I gotta figure that out. But that's where we're at. It's just financially we're not there. We're trying to move out. We could barely like afford that, to be moving out and moving in together basically. So yeah, we're pausing the wedding for now, and I don't mind it. I don't mind having a long engagement. I like being engaged. I like saying my fiance. Like, it just has a nice ring to it. And usually it's such a small period of your life that you're engaged. Theoretically, we can just go to the court, right, and just get married and then do a ceremony later. I wouldn't mind doing that, but I don't want to do that right now because this is silly. But then I'll have to like pay for like a new ID, a new passport. I have to like change everything to have his last name, and I don't want to do that right now. So maybe in 2020 we'll just have like a courtyard wedding. I don't know, does that make it less special? I don't think so. My friends have done that before, but we'll see. I'll figure it out. I don't know what's going on. But I just thought I would give an update in case anyone asked. I could just be like, listen, it's not happening, watch this video. I'm just kidding, that's kind of obnoxious, right? But anyway, that is it. That's what's happening with my wedding plans. I am planning, hopefully I'm doing a video with my fiance. I've been trying to do that for the past like 6 months, but hopefully one day I can like get him here and we can have decent lighting to do a good video. I hate using artificial lighting. I have a lot of artificial lighting, like I'm standing on the side of like 3 studio lamps and a ring light, but it's just, I hate the way it looks. I feel like artificial lighting on a good day, not like today, is just a whole lot better. I feel like natural lighting on a good day, not like today, but it's so much better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you've missed my how I got engaged, the whole breakdown of it, I will link it up above. And yeah, I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye.